What's good, everybody? What's good? Get everybody here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Since everybody got something to say, definitely talk about it then. A little late to the party, you know what I mean? But it's all good, though. I'm here. I'll share the video too. Pretty for sure a lot of people probably be upset on both sides of this, you know what I mean? Get my media devices plugged up and charged up. You know. Let me know where you're tapping in from too. Let me know where you're tapping in from. Where you're tapping in with the tap in. Who else on here live with your boy? Also, you know, much love and respect to people who lost their lives on 9/11. So yeah, y'all heard me good? Get my eyes in, you know what I mean? I'm gonna talk about this Charlie Kirk stuff. I mean, we got a million people that's conspiracy theorists, and all that. So I'm definitely talk about it. Get some people in, man. Get some people in on this, you know what I mean? And get people in on this. I always try to, you know, people be, man, talk a little bit about politics and stuff like that, you know, and I try to. You know, definitely try to. So, let's see what else on here, man. Get some people up in there, man. Get some people up in here. What's good, everybody? Let me know what's up. Everybody know what's up, man. All that good stuff. Who all are with me, man? Let me know what's up. Who's live with me? You know, a lot of people understand the this they go on, and some people don't understand it. Get some more eyes in. Open up my can of yak. Nah, it's a regular soda. Laying off these sodas for Shirley, man. So, but what's good? Tap in, tap in. You know, got that big instrumental playing in the background. Who shot you? Like I said, first off, let me say, you know, y'all can hear me pretty good. I got the 3D printers running and all that type of stuff. And just figured I'd jump on here and do a quick live. I don't, you know, I'm not a big fan. I don't condone no killing. I don't even like watching that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But I am a firm believer, though. You know what I'm saying? Some of the energy you speak. You know what I'm saying? That you invite some type of vibes into your world. You get what I'm saying? And that be the crazy thing. That be the crazy thing. Like I said, I made that post yesterday. Freedom of speech can also cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? You can go back hundreds of years. You know, freedom of speech can cost a lot of people their life. Freedom of speech cost MLK his life. You know what I mean? He was preaching the good talk. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I see everybody, like I said, I just kind of tapped in on this Charlie Kirk thing. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday I really didn't have a clue about who he was, because I try to stray away from a lot of political stuff and things like that, because I know I'm radical and I'm off the wall with my political views and lifestyles. My girl, that's what's up. The homeboy, the homegirl, the big homie that tapped in, the big little homie, Maya that tapped in. What's good with you? I've been checking out your posts too, Maya. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with what you're saying. You know, a lot of people, you know, is shocked about this. You know what I mean? It was, you know, a lot of this shit was bound to happen. A lot of this shit was most death bound to happen. My twin sister Marcella tapped in. What up, twin? But yeah, man, that's kind of that thing, man. You know what I mean? You just have to look at shit, man. Like I said, it's one of them things, man, where it's wild. It's wild. A lot of people, you know, be talking a lot of that hate stuff, and a lot of people feel that, you know, you're not responsible for your words and your actions. You know, like I said, I don't condone nobody getting killed or anything like that, especially that's been done live on TV and all that stuff, man. Like I said, that's, you know, that's messing up the future generations' mindset already, and their minds already messed up. You know, you have a person getting assassinated on TV that also has crazy radical views on people of color, of immigrants, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know he made that quote. He said, you know, he believed in, you know, gun violence. You know, some deaths gonna have to be made, and you know, to understand, you know, and he pretty much predicted his own fate. Do you have people on here, you know, like those his opinions, but you know, he has faith in God. He's a good Christian and all this and that. And I just made another post. You know how many people on Facebook and in the real world, off Facebook and all that, preach the good word about faith and everything, but have a lot of hate in their heart because people, their skin color, their background, and all that type of stuff, financial bracket situations. You know, you have people out here that does that. People don't get that. But that's the first thing everybody say, oh, you know, he was a good Christian, a God-fearing man. You could be all that. A God-fearing man, a God-fearing woman, and all that. And have hate in your heart for people of a different color, immigrants, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not condoning nobody gets smoked and knocked off and getting their noodles knocked off on live TV. That's not a good look at all. You know what I'm saying? We already living in an effed up world as it is. You know, and that's the thing. Then you have a lot of people that jump online that, you know nothing. They sit at home and watch politics. They don't know nothing. You know, salute to Maya, you know what I'm saying, for your service and stuff like that. They don't get it. You know what I'm saying? People that actually been out in the field, you know, it's a crazy world we living in. It's a crazy world we living in. And for people to get online and the first thing they use, oh, you know, God-fearing, Jesus, this and that and all that. You can be preaching the good word all the time and be a hateful ass person. Just look at Hulk Hogan. We had the Hulk Hogan situation that popped off. He died. Rest his soul too. You know what I mean? You know, I tell people all the time, I was a fan. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Maya. I was a fan, you know what I'm saying, of Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, the character. Not a fan of Terry, the racist offline. Big difference. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said it's people live two lives. You know, a lot of people just getting caught up, you know what I'm saying, with this Charlie Kirk character. He pretty much is all online. You know what I'm saying? The crazy part, you know, I think what everybody's tripping out about is one of his own kind doing the killing. That's the problem. I think that's what fucks people up. One of, you know, his own kind did the killing. It wasn't an immigrant that did the killing. It wasn't, you know, a black person did the killing. It wasn't none of that did. It was one, you know, you actually have people of their own kind that don't like the bullshit that's going on. You know what I mean? And shit like that. You know what I mean? And it just, you know, and people don't get it. When you got billionaires sponsoring your platform, you can get on here and spew hate. You know, I got a small platform. You know, it may be big to somebody else, but even other people, I got a small platform. You know what I'm saying? But when you got billionaires sponsoring your platform, when you got crazy reach, because you're able to get money, you know, I wish my car media platform, me and my bro Reed's car media platform had billionaire sponsoring. We can reach across the world and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a whole different ball game. But when you got billionaires sponsoring your platform, you can just say all the hateful things you want to hate, and it's going into billions and billions in people's spaces compared to car stuff maybe going into a few thousand, 100,000. That's a big difference. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the thing. You know, yes, freedom of speech can also be the cost of your life. You know, one lady on my post yesterday was saying, you know, nothing was never free. You know, nothing was never free. You know, he didn't deserve his eyes. So I had to correct you. You're right. Freedom was never free. Look what's been happening in our kind for the last 100 years. Freedom has never been free. Regardless of where we worked at, what we did, you know, all that. Mike said he talked about black people, you know, let me see. Mike said he talked about black people, black crime, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I peeked it all out. I made sure before I did this live, I said, let me sit back all night, all morning, and let me gather my thoughts together on this. Let me check this guy out, you know what I'm saying? Let me take a sip of this yak. Let me, you know, I said, let me get all my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm like a few other people. I had no, you know, when a lot of these people I didn't have no clue about. Because like I said, I try to keep myself away from the politics and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people gonna be back like, damn, you know. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, I don't condone the killing or nothing like that. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people celebrating the killing and all that type of stuff and everything. That's still not right. I don't celebrate the killing or assassination of anybody, you know, and things like that. But you know, when you're spewing that type of hate, you gotta know what come with it. And he already knew. He already said it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He wasn't expecting himself to catch the bullet from a gun. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but you know. You want some yak? I got some yak. I got some yak. You know what I'm saying? Cheers. You know what I'm saying? Bye, cheers. You know, I still got to catch up with you. I still got to get down. I think, where you located at now? I still got to get down there. I'm still in Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of one of them deals, you know, when if anybody, we going, you know, this go when you see all the rappers getting killed. They say we smoking on loud packs. They smoking on whoever they killed, whoever they homeboys killed, and they end up getting killed. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing that type of vibe to yourself. When you're online, so, you know, South Cat, okay. South Cat. Matter of fact, I'll be coming back out, actually, to Virginia. If not before this year is up, it'll probably be like the top of the year. I'll be going out to Virginia Beach, you know, so, or, you know, Virginia, Hampton, Virginia Beach as well. So, you know, that's the thing, man. Like you said, like, so when you out here, you know, when everybody be online, that's what everybody. When everybody be online, after they didn't smoke somebody, yeah, I killed a motherfucker. I did this, did that, did this, and you know they end up getting killed the next day. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing that type of vibe and that type of energy to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you spread a negative vibe, talking a negative vibe, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's from a racist point of view, gangbanging point of view, all that type of stuff, you're getting what's coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Some people may not just kill you. Some people may just beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And put it online and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? People do that nowadays. But we have to sit back and not use with somebody you kill. That's the first thing. He or she was a God-fearing woman. And they was out doing some of the most sin and doing some of the most fucked up ass shit in the world. But that's the first thing they say. He or she was a God-fearing woman, God-fearing man. They ain't never did nothing. A lot of motherfuckers be doing a lot of shit offline. He just did a lot of his shit online. I don't condone it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at all. But at the same time, whatever you speak, that's the vibe you put out on yourself. You know, that's why I tell people all the time, I try to stay in good vibes all the time. You know, even I was in crash out modes and all that type of stuff and everything, you know what I mean? When things going on with me, you know, or people was doing, you know, I just, hey, instead of speaking negative vibes, I said, let me go on and just, you know, keep it pushing. Because like I said, at the end of the day, I don't want to speak no negative vibes on myself. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, because any goddamn thing could happen. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's politics for you. We're back on the politics thing. You know, that's politics for you. You know, there's a lot of people out here that think, you know, number 47, number 45, 47, they think he's a great person. They know he a fucked up person. They know that. Fucked up people agree with fucked up people. Fucked up people like fucked up people. You know what I'm saying? Normally racist people gonna like racist people. You know? And if they cool with other people, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of right, because 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you know, they probably only friends with certain people just to say, hey, I have, you know, if you can sit back and say, I'm gonna tell you this old saying. If you can sit back and say, and you sit back and count how many black or white friends or people of color you have that's friends, fuck it, you're racist. I don't even keep count. You know what I'm saying? I can't even tell you that, like we said, that's just keeping it a buck. That's just keeping it a buck. You can sit back and say, I got one or two. No, you're racist. Black, white, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, simple as it gets. Simple as it fucking gets. You know, so you should be worried about having friends. It shouldn't matter how many motherfuckers you got. That's black friends, or white friends, or Chinese friends, or Indian friends. They're friends. I don't keep counting motherfuckers that I have as friends. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing, you know what I mean? It's just, people do that weird shit, and that's the first thing, you know? But we got to get back to the topic at hand, right? Just feel like you're a good person. You have a couple friends. Yeah, it's being real. So, you know, and that's the thing. Y'all let me know where y'all tapping in from, too, man. If y'all tapping in from all over, let me know, you know what I'm saying? My homegirl, Maya, she tapping in from South Cackalack, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I got a few other friends that's in. Y'all share the video and all that type of stuff. It may piss some people off. Oh, well, I'm here to piss people off, you know? But that's my thing. What you speak into this universe is the vibe and the energy you're going to get back. Point blank, people. What you speak and spew into this planet Earth is the vibe you're going to get back. That's why I tell people all the time, if you wake your motherfucking ass up negative all the time and go to bed negative all the time, that's going to be the fucking vibe you're going to get on your day-to-day duties. That's going to be the motherfucking vibe you read when you log on Facebook and look, because you're going to see something that's going to piss you off because you know the shoe fucking wears it. It fits. That's what it is. You know? You know what I mean? I ain't saying, you know, I ain't saying I don't wake up negative all the time, but I wake up positive for the most time in my life, you know what I'm saying? My day-to-day things. If I'm having a bad day, I'm going to make it a better day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, that's the thing. You got weirdos out here sitting back thinking that, you know, you can spew hate online and on TV and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, you see they ain't got Donald Trump setting his ass up there doing no talking and all that shit. They playing puppet masters. Cool, we gonna go on and let these cats go out there, you know what I'm saying? Take the bullets and all this and whoop, bam, bam. They sitting at home right now probably thinking, hey, it wasn't me. You know, y'all make sure y'all get heavy security next time I'm doing any speaking engagements. They definitely have it. You sent your puppet up there to do the talking for you, do all that shit talking for you. You got his damn noodles knocked out on TV. What kind of weird shit is that? And you got fucked up people out here that's celebrating this shit. I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not celebrating nothing, but you know what I mean? I don't celebrate nobody's death. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. You know what I mean? I wish we all could live forever, but man, you know what I mean? It's just the point. What the fuck vibe you put out there is the vibe you're gonna fucking get. Whether you like it or not. Point blank. Point blank. I look at it like this. And I look at it like this. If you, right, my niece said, hello. Words are spiritual. Lifestyle. You create your own life by the energy you put out. Well said. My niece checking in. Chic Prince. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, people. You know, if you don't like people of color, you know, keep it to yourself, do your own thing or whatever, you know what I mean? But, you know, if you're going to be speaking and talking shit on it, you know, 9 times out of 10, somebody going to catch you in public, off TV, off the internet, and put the hands of God on you. Probably put you on the internet getting beat up, or you can have an incident where, like the Charlie Clark dude, you know what I'm saying? That same thing with everybody. You know, black people, you hate, you know what I'm saying? You hate white people, this and that, and all that type of stuff. You understand the vibe that's going to come back. Chinese people, you hate everybody, you know what I'm saying? It ain't Chinese. You know, understand that's going to be the vibe that's going to come with all nationalities. If you do that type of shit and you're talking about it online and on TV and all that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Be prepared for what could happen. It may not be a person issue. It may be a person. You got shooting, killings, assassination, motherfuckers beating you up, jumping, vandalizing your house, vandalizing your cars, all that type of shit. Or motherfuckers, you know, anything can happen. So you have to be in line with the universe. When you speaking shit, talking your shit, know what come with the shit. Be prepared for the shit. In his case, he know the shit he was talking. You know what I'm saying? He should. I don't know why they didn't even have the CIA or some type of security or whatever around that dude. I don't know why they ain't looking on top of buildings. I just shared a video. You can actually see a guy on top of the building as the shot go off. He get up and run off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, crazy shit. You should have known if you out here, you're a part of that party, and you're talking that type of hate. You know what I'm saying? And you know who you support, number 45 and 47. You know, he's no name in my book. So, you know what I'm saying? You know you support number 45 and 47, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. You know damn well you should have some type of protection. You out here mobbing around like it's all cool. They letting you be the puppet. You know, he the puppet master. They letting you be the puppet, mobbing around like it's cool. Like, you know, like your shit don't stink, like nobody won't pop your noodles out. Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. That's the damn thing, man. People, you have to understand. You know what I'm saying? The vibe you put out here, day in and day out, on your platform, if you're able to get on TV, be understanding what comes with it. It's even people that put out good vibes all the time. And you have people that hate people that put out good vibes all the time that hate on him. It happens to us. Beautiful struggle, you know what I mean? You know, regardless how good I do out here, how much I help people out here and all that type of stuff, it's plenty of motherfuckers that don't like me. It's plenty of motherfuckers close to me that don't like me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, my trial and tribulations be documented. You know what I mean? When I go through shit, I go through shit. Same shit with the car, with all the car shit, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Pop your noodles out. They got his noodles, you know, his neck noodles popped out. You know what I mean? You know, all that shit, man. You know what I mean? People see what, you know, like I said, so, you know, that's the thing. People have to understand, when you're doing nothing but good in this world, you're going to have people that hate you too. If you talking hate and spewing hate, guess what? You're going to have people that hate you too. We live in a fucked up world where people hate you if you're doing good or fucking bad. Understand it comes with it. But 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just what it is. Good people have died too. Oh, okay. He wasn't, my twin said he wasn't an actual political official. So, yeah. But see, at the same time, Trump supporting this cat. Anyway, I slipped up, said him. 45, 47 supporting this cat. You know what I mean? He, you know, at least he should have had the dude walking around with, I mean, you know, like I said, the puppet master got his puppets out there doing the talking. Now they out there taking the bullets. You know, he at home thinking about something retarded to say. You know, it's hard, you know, 45, 47, boy, he don't make no damn sense when he do talking. You know, he need a public relation person 24/7 to sit down his tweets, his Facebook posts, all that. You know what I mean? He need to have a motherfucker to sit there talking for him. But that's the thing, man, people. That's the political thing. That's the political fucked up structure we have. If you're speaking hate, all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? All that. If you talking hate on people of color, immigrants, all that stuff, women, all that, everything, understand it comes with it. Understand what comes with it. Don't play, don't, you know, it been people getting killed for preaching the good shit. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I can keep going. I can sure keep going. But do we need to? Understand, people, it's the bigger picture. You know, it's the bigger picture. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's the bigger picture. A lot of y'all see it, but y'all don't want to see it. You want to see what you want to see. You want to be tunnel vision. You know? You act so good. But that's the thing. You know, a lot of people on here celebrating deaths and all that type of stuff. They think the shit funny. That's what everybody who's celebrating the death of this dude getting shot on TV. But let it be one of their people get shot on TV. They kin folks, all hell breaks loose. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say I can't celebrate shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Yeah, he says fuck this shit, but I can't celebrate his death. I'm with you, kin folk. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Kin folk talk shit. It said, let me see. I don't celebrate his death. I don't give a fuck about him. Yeah, bingo. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that be the thing. A lot of people be too compassionate about motherfuckers that don't like us. I'm not gonna be compassionate about a motherfucker that don't like my kind. I'm not voting for a motherfucker that don't like my kind. I'm not even shaking hands with a motherfucker that don't like my kind. I don't even do business with motherfuckers that don't like my kind. Crazy story. Everybody know what I do. Shirt shops, all that shit, tire shop, all that. You know what I mean? I remember maybe I forgot when number 45, 47 was in or whatever. I had a person, you know, hey, you know, and I don't know if they was trying to be funny. I think I was gonna do anything for the money. They was trying to get me to make 24, you know, MAGA shirts. No, I didn't. Fuck that. Could I use the money at the time? Yeah, it'd been cool. But I'd be damned if you gonna have me make them MAGA shirts and sit back and post, hey, we had these made by CBW Media. Not today, Satan. Not on my watch. Not on my watch, buddy. You know, it's not happening. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. People are testing a lot of fucked up ways. Let me see who else on the comment. Yeah, I love everyone. I'm like my sister. I love everyone, even when you don't like me. But in the same breath, you know, not for the bullshit. But that's being real. But I had, you know what I mean, motherfuckers tried that on me. You know what I'm saying? I need you to make 24, I pay you to make 24 MAGA shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, really? No, I didn't even beat around the bush. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even beat around the bush. I can post, email, all that type of shit with the inbox, all that type of shit. I don't do business with motherfuckers, you know, that don't like my kind. You know what I'm saying? My equipment ain't printing off that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you damn gonna get put out for the CBW Media. No, it ain't happening. But that's the thing, people. Understand the hate you put out, you know, and understand that it come back to you. Even if you're a good person, you doing nothing but good in the community, guess what? It comes back to us. You gonna have people that hate motherfuckers that do good in the community, that do good on and off Facebook. You get people that hate that. I get it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You know, half the hate, shit, it's coming from either my own people or some other motherfuckers I don't know. You know what I mean? And things like that. You get, you know, it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking haters I know vandalize that fucking car. You know, it's just being real, you know. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, that's the thing, man. You know, it don't matter if you're doing good out here. People are going to hate. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing bad out here, if you do it's spread bad vibes, people are going to hate people that spread bad vibes. So you fuck either way it go. I'm like you, Tasha. If you don't like me, I don't like you either. And that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I ain't even play like I like a motherfucker. I don't even play like I don't like a motherfucker. You know, I don't even... You don't like my kind, I don't like you either. You know what I'm saying? You know, I tell people I'm racist towards motherfuckers is racist. You know what I'm saying? So they're just keeping it a buck with you. Let me sip on this yak. This yak's so good. I'm tipsy. But you know, that's the thing, man. You have to understand, people. The hate you spread out here, whether it be online on your platform, whether it be on TV if you're able to get on TV and all that type of stuff. Be prepared for what comes back. Be prepared. You know, a motherfucker may not even knock your noodles out on TV or anything like that. But a motherfucker may run up and slap shit out of you, beat shit out of you and all that stuff in the whole 9 yards. You get what I'm saying? And then, you know, that goes for the young rock'em sock'ems out here nowadays, out there out on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Talking about who they just smoked, who they done did this, who, you know, they killing up everything and all this type of shit. They big tripping, they big blood and all that type of shit. Guess what? It's gonna be a motherfucker gonna catch you offline and gonna see if you really about that. It's motherfucker gonna catch you offline. It's gonna see if you really about that. Cause some people be on that time. Some people be on that time. That motherfucker that knocked old boy's noodles out his neck live on TV, he was on that time. He was the real get up boy. He was about that. He was on that time free. He wasn't playing. One shot. He wasn't playing. He was on that time. So you got people when you are speaking these bad vibes into the whole fucking world, talking shit, talking crazy and all that type of shit. It's gonna be somebody when you log off. Facebook or log off TV and all that type of shit. It's gonna be some of it gonna catch you in public. They gonna see if you really about that. And sometimes it's not just gonna be your own kind. It's gonna be a motherfucker. They're gonna be pro against that shit. And that's what's so. That's why they all so in such an uproar. Because you know what I'm saying, like damn, this, these wasn't the immigrants. It wasn't nobody black. It was one of our own that did it. Yeah. You in Utah, whitest state in America, damn near. You know what I mean? And you get knocked off by your own kind. Come on, man. Come on. Be real. Be real. Be real. So you doing all that hateful talking. There's a lot of cats online doing all that hateful talking, racist and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole 9 yards and all that. It's gonna be people gonna catch you offline. I remember probably about 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? About 5-6 years ago. When me and my son's mom was together. He was got what post he was on Facebook. Some car post, but it was a racist ass dude on there talking all kind of shit, talking all that type of shit and all that, saying what he'll do, like he'll do a American X type shit, stomp motherfucker's head on a curve, you know what I'm saying? And this motherfucker, he was a part of around the car community, the bike community. I think we was at the Meridian Cruise it was like about 7 years ago. Shit, I had to see if he was about that business. He was out there with his wife and kids. I was up on him fast in a hurry. What's really up? You know what I'm saying? What's really up? Knocking his hat off in front of his wife and kids, all that. Yeah, I'm real life. This ain't no Facebook shit. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy shit, the motherfucker worked, one of my kinfolks. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said you got people that do all that shit online and on TV, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And dude was probably expecting he had a little security or security detail or something. He was probably, he wasn't expecting to get his shit knocked out on live TV and live on Facebook and all that type of shit. He wasn't expecting that. He wasn't expecting that to happen. And, in the whitest part of the world in Utah, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. He wasn't expecting that to happen. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even be expecting shit like that to happen. Utah seemed peaceful as hell. Obviously, shit. The sniper didn't put Utah on the map in a fucked up way. Shit. A lot of people said, shit, where was that sniper at when the motherfucker missed Trump? I'm saying his name. Shit. They hired the wrong motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The Utah sniper ain't missed. He was dead on. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't know. I know everybody was showing a picture of an old man that they said did the shooting, and I'm looking at the old man. I'm like, damn, if that old school motherfucker that knocked him off between 200 yards across, like, shit. Like, shit. I mean, I don't know. They said they got a suspect, but if old school did that, man, shit. School ain't playing. School ain't playing. A lot of people like, man, they should have hired school to do the job on 45, 47. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I guarantee you now, security will be real tight. On all them people that's, I guess, doing the public speaking, that's pretty much the puppets for 45, 47. They need to have security real tight for them boys. And the women or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's hopefully there ain't no more bullshit behind this type of bullshit. But it just it's one of them things, man. They better have security tight. I mean, real tight. So like I said, that's an ugly situation. That's an ugly situation, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's wow. Makes no sense. Larry Low Key, what's good with you, bro? How you doing? That's the thing. So be mindful, people. You can pop all that shit on Facebook. It's for all my people, everybody, all colors. You can pop all that shit, that tough talk, that hateful racism talk, that gang banging talk, all this woo online and on Facebook. You got a platform to be on TV and all that woo. Just remember, it's gonna be somebody out there like the sniper, the Utah sniper, that's gonna test your shit in real life. There's people out there that do that. You got motherfuckers that's on demon time. They really on demon time. They really on that time. That sniper was on that time. He wasn't playing. He got the job. He went in and did what he supposed to do and got the fuck out. Do I think the old man did it? I don't think the old man did the shooting. He's 105 years old. Look at least. I don't, if he got eyesight that good at 105, you know what I'm saying? He up there holding a rifle looking like the crypt keeper. That's a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's keeping it a buck. Have no clue. You know what I'm saying? But that motherfucker went in. Whoever paid him, he got the job done. Nobody knows. First thing everybody get online, oh, it's the Democrats. Oh, it's the Republicans. No, nobody don't know who did this shit. So they actually post this motherfucker. If it's all in bio, I'm just keeping it real. You know me, I'm just keeping it real bio. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I mean? The old man they had arrested on the ground, he was like 105. You know, he looked like the crypt keeper. You know what I'm saying? He 1 foot in the grave. Did he wheelchair himself up there and just, I don't. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting to see how this shit play out and unfold and all that type of shit. Because there's going to be some bullshit. You know what I mean? There's going to be some bullshit. And if they do got a suspect, they probably won't even show his fucking face. They probably won't. 9 times out of 10, for we all know, they probably could have set this shit up just to get some motion and some traction. As a conspiracy theorist say all the time, they probably did it to sacrifice all kind of weird shit. They online making their videos too. You know what I mean? So the conspiracy theorists, they probably going crazy hell right now at this point. You know what I mean? They probably think the UFO dropped down and lasered them off, whatever. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Okay, that 3D print got done.
That's what's up. But that's the thing, man. That's the thing we have to really think about. When you're online, talking crazy, talking irrational, putting that type of vibe and energy into the world, understand it comes back to you. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. You on her talking about, you don't like people of color, of any color, and you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff. Don't be surprised if you don't get your shit knocked out. Don't get surprised if you don't get knocked in your pants pocket. Don't get surprised if you don't get shit slapped out of your public. Just don't be surprised. It's people that be on that time for real when you talking that shit. That really be on that time. You know what I mean? That really be on that time. Thank you, Maya. That's my good message. This was my message with this whole scenario. When you on that time, you talking about motherfuckers, whether it be racism, hate, you don't like people because of their skin color, or because they ain't got money like you, or broke, or whatever, or they big, small, short, tall, fat, whatever, all that type of shit and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just remember, be mindful when you log offline or whatever, they catch you out in public, they gonna be on that. It's motherfuckers out there gonna be on that time with you. They gonna be on that motherfucking time with you. You out there scamming motherfuckers, doing little fucked up shit, making fucked up moves, scamming people and all that type of shit, motherfuckers and all that type of shit. Then when you see them out in public and they on your ass, you know what you did. That's my good message. That's my political stance on it and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue to get him back, enjoying the beautiful struggle. Y'all make sure y'all log in, tap in with your boy. Let's get it. Peace.